guys, welcome to the Homestead. So today we're going to talk about our off-grid water system. Now, a couple of years ago, I did a video on our off-grid water system, and I walked everyone in that video through our system and how it worked. And then about a year ago, there was a Master Plumber plumbing channel. He's got about 700,000 subscribers now, and he reviewed our water system along with a couple of other off-grid water systems. And for those other systems, he had some pretty interesting things to say.
Real Plumber reacts to off-the-grid plumbing systems. This is one thing right here, I'm gonna tell you, I don't like this at all. That can kill people.
But for our system, he said,
fantastic job.
That made me feel pretty good. And I have often told people when I speak at conferences and when I go to talk to people in consulting services and all the things that I do, you can learn these things yourself. You can go out, search out people who are more knowledgeable than you, like this guy and others, and learn what they know. See what they put together, learn from them, learn from their mistakes, and put together a pretty good system that's reliable, safe, and efficient. So, all that to say, we've made some improvements since he did a review on our video, and today I'm going to walk you through all of those improvements. Now, just like the last video, it starts with a collection point. It then goes to a pre-filter system, a water pump with an attached accumulator tank, on-demand hot water heater, our manifold distribution system, and various water endpoints throughout the house. Now in the video, I think he was a bit concerned because he didn't think that we had these valves set up correctly so that we could do a cleaning of this on-demand hot water heater, because you're supposed to clean this, or depending on your water source, around every 6 months to a year, and to keep any debris outside of the system, and to clean out any scalding or calcium buildups, things like that. We don't have hard water here. We're using rainwater, so that's a soft water system, but we still clean it on a regular basis, and the valves that we have installed allow us to do that. Just to run it through the system, we can close these valves, open these valves, plug it in, and then we have this setup kit that we run to run a solution through this system just to clean it. And we do that about once a year. Now, one of the improvements we've done since that last video was adding this pump and accumulator tank. This is a Harbor Freight job, works very well, great job, you know, good quality it seems like. But this pump is much better than the pump we had in that last video. We were using an RV pump, and those pumps just are not meant to run a long time. They're meant for RVs. They're meant for, you know, weekend warriors who go out on the road and they were going to run their pumps with their vehicles that they're in for maybe a couple weekends a year. That's it. But they're not really meant to run a house. This will run an entire house, and it works fantastic. One of the other upgrades we've done is I rebuilt some of this system. I took that RV pump out that you saw before. I still have these endpoints that I can hook hoses up to, and I put in a check valve here. I replaced the plastic PVC valve with this brass one, and I am not happy with that brass valve at all, and I'm going to replace it today. But one of the big things that I added to this system here is these unions, one there, one there. So I can remove this entire system and work on it just by disconnecting those two unions. Now, I don't know why this brass check valve is giving me such fits. I had a PVC ball valve in there. It's like one of those little plastic balls that roll around, and that was working fine for a while, and I never really had a problem with it, but I upgraded to this brass one thinking it was going to be better when I rebuilt this system, and I've not had, it just leaks. I think maybe the pressure from the tanks is too much for this system and pushes back against that. And so this loses pressure. And I know it's this that's losing pressure. There's no leaks in my system, but I know it's this that's losing pressure because when I turn off the valves at the tank, everything's fine. It doesn't lose pressure anymore. So I know that's my weak point. Now, I'm going to take that out, replace it with a new one. A different one, in fact. It's going to be this one right here. It's got a spring in it. So I'm going to be using that and see how it's basically the same size. So it should fit perfectly in there. And we'll see if that's not better. If this still is too much pressure, what I can do is close off one of the tanks at the gathering point, and then see if that doesn't reduce the amount of pressure coming back into my system. And if that doesn't work, I'll just go ahead and go back to the old PVC plastic one and see if that works. But the other one is definitely giving me fits. It's not working very well at all. So what we're gonna do first is basically just unscrew this from this piece right here, replace it with the other one, and then re-tape these points and then screw it back together, and it's the same size, so it should fit in there back just the way it came out. Also, this piece right here, I've noticed, does have a little bit of a drip every once in a while. There's a little bit of water that collects in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this out, unscrew it, re-tape it, and then put it back in, and I think that'll stop. I mean, it's not really leaking, but every once in a while I can tell there's a little bit of a drip that comes through here, and I can easily fix that while I have this system out. And the last thing I'm gonna do is change all these filters because they are pretty dirty. And so they're about ready to change out. I'll change these out and put some ones that I have in the house. They're already clean, ready to go. I swap them out, I clean them on a regular basis, and just put the other ones in, and then the whole system can go back in the way it came. So I realized off camera that this new one is a little bit bigger than this one. So I went ahead, I'm gonna have to go ahead and use a couple of spare parts that I have and recreate this part so it shortens it a little bit so it'll still fit. But yeah, just a little bit shorter. So that's a quick, easy fix. Okay, real quick, before anyone has a conniption fit about the water line being that close to an outlet, this is wired directly over to here, which is, this is what this plugs into right there, to GFI. Okay, now for the moment of truth, let's go turn the water tanks back on, plug everything in, and see if everything works as it should. Okay, the water's running. That's coming directly from the tank because the tanks are a little bit uphill. And so let's go ahead and turn the pump on. Pump should already be primed full of water. Go ahead and lift that up. Plug that in. And it's going. Let's see. It's pressurizing. Take it up to about 45, 50 psi. And everything looks like it's holding pretty good. Already got some debris coming in there. That's normal. Anytime I close that valve on that big tank, it stirs up debris. But that leak that was coming in here, there's no water coming out of there. I tightened that up. Filters have been replaced. Yeah, and it shut off at 50. So, looks good. Now, let's just see if this thing holds pressure. Let's give it a few minutes. Okay, let's start your watch. It's at 50 psi. Let's see how it looks like in 10 minutes. It has been just over 10 minutes and we are still sitting at 50 psi. I think we have got our problem fixed. So what have we learned from all this? Number one is that you can learn to do these things yourself. You don't need some certification, you don't need some degree. There's no bit of knowledge or information that you're going to be able to get at a school or university that is not somewhere free online. Keep that in mind. The only thing you can't get online is hands-on experience. However, you can learn from the hands-on experience of others, and that's why I tell you to go out and find people more knowledgeable than you are so that you can learn from them. All right, I hope that's driven that point home enough. Go out there, you can learn to do your own solar, you can learn to do your own electric, you can learn to do your own plumbing, you can learn to do your own home building, you can learn to do all these things. Go out and do them. And just a quick reminder to let you know, I will be at the Marshfield Ozarks Homesteading Expo coming up in just about a week. So I hope to see you there. If you want more information on that event, you can come and see me and a whole bunch of other people who are experienced homesteaders, many of them who live off-grid but who homestead. And you can find information at my website at AmericanHomestead.com. and click on the events tab up there, and then that'll take you directly to the link for that website to learn all of the information, see all the speakers and the times. I will be speaking first thing Friday morning on how to prepare your homestead for collapse. Because boy, the times we're living in. All right, guys, see you next time on the Homestead. Bye. Have you ever gone to a health food store and seen all those small bottles of probiotics in your cooler section? Man, can they be pricey. Are you really getting all you need to improve your gut health from those expensive bottles? How viable are they? Most of those products claim to give you between 8 and 15 strains of gut-healthy healing bacteria. Think of each strain of bacteria as a different factory in your gut. Each factory is responsible for breaking down that food in its own way. The more factories you have, the more the food is broken down and the easier the food is absorbed and digested by the body. A 2018 study published by the National Library of Medicine shows that one fermented head of cabbage can produce up to 114 strains of beneficial bacteria. That's a lot more food factories than you're getting from that expensive pill bottle. And that's just cabbage. Imagine the probiotics when you add garlic, onions, pepper, and more to that ferment. PerfectPickler.com and its home fermentation kits provide you with everything you need to get started making your own gut-healthy food factories from the comfort of your own kitchen. PerfectPickler.com even provides a jam-packed recipe book with many of our kits. Visit PerfectPickler.com and start fermenting your own veggies to begin your journey to better gut health. That's PerfectPickler.com. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the Homestead that we make here on the Homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. Oh wait.